Hello, everyone, and welcome to my anime journal. Yes, I do have a VTuber avatar now. Um, One little issue I've noticed is that if I put my face like right by the mic, it doesn't actually pick up my mouth movements, which is a little annoying. But yeah, here I am. um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess that adds like a little bit of something to the video version, especially since like before the video was just me going on Mal. So I think that should add something to it. If you still want to like just listen to it or throw it on the background, that's totally fine. But at least there's like a bit more of a visual element now. And I do plan on using this avatar for streaming, if if you want to watch me stream on Radio Mike. Anyway, so we're starting out here. This is a 3,500th anime I watched, which is crazy. Slow loop. Um, it is adorable. These are high. They actually are high school girls. They're like 15. Um, but yeah, they're so cute. So And it's also like we kind of have like the tomboyish girl and then the more feminine looking girl who's obviously they still have both have like a very tomboyish hobby, right? Like they're still both fishing, um like what was it? Here yeah, Hiyori is like the more tomboyish, the girl who kind of dresses more like a tomboy and has like the short hair and wears pants and stuff. And then Koharu is dresses more feminine. But they're both adorable. Even yeah, Hiri Hiri is she's still so cute. Like they're both cute, but they're also both cute together. I guess it's no, they're sisters. It's not like it's a Yuli anime, um, but they are just very cute together. Not as a couple, but just as like I don't know, friends, sisters, roommates. I mean, they do live together. Um, yeah, very cute. Um, and it's about fishing again. There's like Hokago like say like we had Hokago Teibo Nishi, which is about fishing. This is also about fishing, but it is different. So did we check? Uh, yeah, so they are different anime from each other. It's not just like oh this is a redux of Hokago Teibo Nishi. Um, Hokago Teibo Nishi had a bit more variety in the things that they fished. Like this one, um, like they use different strategies of fishing, like a couple different ones. So they even did like an OG Japanese fishing where like you just have a rod and then like a string coming out of it and like there's no reel. You just like throw in the rod and hope you catch something, which I don't know, it's cool that they have like these different strategies for fishing, but like yeah, so it's a different atmosphere than Hokago Tobinishi, but it's still a similar vibe. Um, but yeah, they're both very cute. And this one also like, what was it? Here, no wait, Hiri. Like she goes to this one fishing shop a lot of the time that's run by the dad of her friend Koi. Um, and she's also she's not a main. I guess I don't know. She's kind of a main character. Um, yeah, she is an important character in it, and they hang out a lot with each other, and um, yeah, they're all good girls. Yeah, it's just it's fun. Think of already talked a lot about the fishing part back when I talked about Hokage Nishi, but um yeah, fishing is interesting. Also, they do have some adults in this, and they don't like demonize alcoholism as much in this one. Um, we have Ichika Fukumoto. Was it the older sister of one of the girls? Um, and what was it? She's of Futaba's older sister. Um, but Fukumoto. But yeah, she's she is an actual adult, a young adult. She's just like early 20s. Um, she's pretty though. Yeah, I like her. She's tan. She has like this long ponytail. Um, but yeah, she's very pretty. And she's also into drinking, and she's into hunting rather than fishing. Um, but yeah, she's a neat character. But yeah, also near the end of Slow Loop, we got Bochi the Rock reference, which was cool. I hadn't seen. Well, actually, Bochi the Rock was airing when I watched Slow Loop, but Slow Loop aired like near the beginning of the year. Um, what was it? Yeah, it was in winter 2022, and then Bochi was in fall 2022. So they're like kind of bookends of the year. But I guess it's cool to have that reference because they're both like MTK manga, but apparently the mangaka of the two series are actually friends with each other IRL, which does make sense from like the standpoint that in Japan a lot of the time um, people are friends with their coworkers. Over here, it definitely happens sometimes as well. Um, but yeah, it makes sense that they would be friends, and yeah, it's also Bochi does have a Slow reference as well. They have like a keychain of the Slow two Slow girls, which is fun. Yeah, great show though. It's very cute. It's informative. It's also just comfy. Like the girls just nice to be around, but they also do have an interesting thing of like gender identity in the series for the fact that they are both girls who participate in a masculine hobby, and there's other girls in it who are like also want to fish but don't feel like they're socially allowed to. Um, so I guess in terms of that, like, I can't even like I know it's obvious it's a seinen manga, like it's made for men, um, but like it still could be like a positive role model for girls as well to be like like you don't have to worry about what's made for girls and what's made for boys. Like you can kind of enjoy things that are made that you can enjoy whatever. You can just do what you want, And even this show, like it's made for guys, but if you're a girl, you can watch it as well. Um, but yeah, it's a good show though. I'd highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite anime of the year. Um, it has a lot of similarities too. Obviously, like Yamano Susume, um, just being cute girls in the outdoors, which is always fun. Just nice to have more of those. Oh yeah, and they did have like a bit of a cooking aspect to it as well. That they cook they cook the fish, obviously that they kill. Um, and I was like, Koharu is actually more into the cooking aspect, and here he is, which kind of fits with her personality as being more feminine, and that she likes cooking more than that she's at least better at cooking than she is at fishing. But it's just cool to see. And um, yeah, definitely would recommend if you're a fan of like these kind of outdoor cute girls anime. Definitely highly recommend then. Even if you're just into cute girls in general or into the outdoors. After that, I watched Rokudenashi Majutsu Koushi to Akashic Records, um, or Akashic Records of Mastered Magic Instructor. Um, the reason the reason I watched this is actually, well, I had already been aware of its existence for a long time, and the uniforms are very unique. And by unique, I mean they're not. I would say they're lewd. They are kind of lewd. So the uniforms include a crop top, like a very short mini skirt, and then thigh highs. And a little bit of a jacket as well, but it's like a crop jacket. Like it doesn't go past further than the crop top does. But yeah, like they have their thighs and their midriff like very exposed in this school uniform, which is kind of funny. Like it doesn't seem adequate as a school uniform. Like it seems like you should have a school uniform that kind of covers you up more. Um, but they're fine with it. And then again, like a lot of girls are kind of a lot of girls in Japan apparently like wearing kind of revealing clothing, or at least socially pressured into wearing revealing clothing. And it's like, that's just part of school. You're supposed to wear revealing clothing. It's just part of being a girl. Those people over here don't really seem to as much. But into like what reminded me to even watch this was little manga. Not sure if you've heard of it, called Oyasumi Poon Poon. And I'm sure you've heard of Poon Poon. But Poon Poon. So there's a certain character in Oyasumi Poon Poon who is actually, you know what? It's probably better if I don't show pictures of it, because it's easy to spoil. That's definitely an issue with Poon Poon. But Poon Poon is known for being like one of the best manga out there, and also if you're really afraid of being spoiled, I would kind of recommend just skipping ahead, even just a little bit. Um, but yeah, because I do plan on. I have another YouTube channel called Momentous Manga, so I do plan on reviewing all the manga I've read at some point on there more professionally. But in terms of like an off the cuff review, I'd kind of like to just cover it here as well. It's because it is such an intense manga. Also, I read this like at lunch times and on the bus when I was doing a fourth year of electrical training. Which maybe not the most ideal thing to read when you're like super scared of like, oh my god, am I gonna pass? This is so difficult. I'm reading Poon Poon. But yeah, it's a crazy manga. So we have Poon Poon, who's just a character. He's a protagonist, and it is like, I guess, coming of age. Like it starts with him being like a little kid, an 11-year-old boy, and then he goes all the way up into adulthood. But and he doesn't really have any positive role models. Like his dad until you didn't have a dad. And does have a dad. It's just not a particularly great one. And then his uncle kind of helps raise him a bit as well, but his uncle has his own weird issues. And but yeah, it gets quite dark and disturbing by the end of it. Also, he has this god character who he calls on to, who's kind of just him. Um, but also reminds me a little bit of Hobbes from Calvin and Hobbes as being like this kind of imagination thing of like it's kind of just the main character, but they're sort of breathing life into this like fictional mentor who still doesn't actually have any information that they don't already have access to, but just presented in a different way. God is kind of useless though. Like he calls on God in negative situations, but God kind of just has like weird ways of approaching things. Um, yeah, and he has Aiko as a girl who he likes, but doesn't really go very far. Um, there's a lot to talk about in Pinpoint, and I, especially for an off-the-cuff thing, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers. I probably am inadequate for it. Um, but there's definitely lots of people who can describe it a lot better than me. Also, they're all birds. The main character, Poon Poon and his family are birds, but that's like an intentional artistic choice. They're not birds IRL, which is weird. But sometimes they're not birds. Sometimes they're drawn differently because it's just artist's interpretation. Um, yeah, it's a great manga, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart, I would say. It's pretty dark. What isn't dark is the Akashic records. Yeah, like the the connection between these two series is Akashic records is like a kind of catchphrase of like this cult character in Oyasumi Poon Poon. Which is like a whole weird arc that happens in the manga. Um, but what is an Akashic record? It's definitely not anything to do with like the round records. It's more like a rec. I guess that etymologically it must be linked. It's like a record of things. I think it's like the complete records. It's almost like what would it be? Like a sort of like filmography or discology, like it's like the entire thing. So this is like supposed to be the Akashic records of this dude. Um, yeah, because the main character of this series is actually the teacher, Glenn, who's I guess he's 19, so very young for a teacher. Um, and being not really that much older than the girls he's teaching, um, does he fall in love with them and vice versa? Like, of course that was gonna happen. Like, they're kind of within dating range of each other. Um, yeah, like, was it 16? How old is she? Like 16 or 17 or something? She is adorable, by the way. They do all, they're all very cute. Yeah, the Shironeko, 16, white cat. Yeah, she has like these cat ears. She's also the only girl that has cat ears. And like it's not like she's just wearing this headband or anything either. She just has them. That's just part of who she is. Um, I don't remember it actually being explained why this was. Like maybe she's like a certain breed of human that has cat ears. Um, but she's cute. And they all do have some magical abilities because it is like it's a fantasy world. So and he is the magic instructor, and he has magic powers, and he's also he has a power that is similar to the one that the index dude has. What's his name? I can't remember. But it's it's similar to that where like was it the index guy, or also there was like a character in Kogias who could do it as well, of like canceling out magical powers. But like that's not his only power. It's just a power that he has access to. Um, that he can just release his own magical powers. However, his powers, his like actual like like powers to cause harm to others are weaker than a lot of other magic users, and so a lot of the time he does default to the power of I'm just going to make it so that no one can use their magical powers, including me, and they'll just punch you. Because my punch is stronger than yours is, whereas my magic is a lot weaker than yours is. And so the way that I'm going to defeat you is just going to punch you until you give up. Um, which is a method, definitely. Um, Punching is often not necessarily a very interesting way um, to defeat your opponent, but it is at least an option. And in a world where most people just rely on magic to defeat others, if you do have physical strength, then and no one else does, then that is a thing to rely on. But yeah, I guess that's an interesting idea. Also that yeah, so we talk about the uniforms. They are cute. But yeah, Sistine, Rumia, Sistine is she's kind of shy and I guess and she doesn't have that strong of powers, but they're at least they exist. Rumi is a little stronger. She's also cute. She has like a short blonde hair. Um, Riel or Real. Um, Real is an interesting character. I think she was either not exactly human or something. It's I can't remember. It's complicated. Um, but yeah, she's a character. But yeah, as a series, it's it's not terrible. Um, it is just like it's just another fantasy anime, really. It's interesting to have a teacher as the main character, but um, overall, it doesn't necessarily make it. It's not enough of a quirk to make it like interesting as a fantasy anime. It's still fairly generic. Um, the uniforms, I'd say, are a reason to watch it. Just if you like that kind of uniform that's like showing a lot of skin and stuff, it's kind of sexy, but for the most part, it's pretty bland. After that, I watched Symphogear, Senki Zesho Symphogear X, AXZ. It's I don't know. It's just Symphogear. It's season 3. Still no season 4. So that means I still have one season left of Symphogear to watch, which I will watch at some point. Season 4 was meh. I don't know. It's just more Symphogear. It's kind of it's a little samey. Like it's not really. I don't know. Yeah, it is just more of the same, really. And characters still haven't given me really any reason to care about any of them, and I kind of had a hard time determining who the good guys were and who the bad guys were, and I don't know. Whatever though, it's just it seems like yeah. I've talked about the other seasons. This one didn't really add anything. Um, yeah. After that, I watched Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works Prologue, which I don't know. It was okay. Didn't really have that much to offer, honestly. Um, After that, um, I watched or I finished. Yeah, I finished this Akuma no Kimamura. This is a cup noodles one. This is honestly great. Chicken ramen or chicken ramen. Um, so this is all like it has like this kind of mascot character of this chicken. And it's actually great. Yeah, like they're genuinely entertaining. And it's 8 specials and they're all unique. Um, they just do some crazy things in these commercials. They're not all super short commercials either. Some of them are like 3 minutes long, and it's like, oh my god, this is like a full story. Um, but yeah, they have some interesting art styles as well. But yeah, like they definitely go all out. It just doesn't feel just like some generic commercial. Like they generally put some real effort into these commercials, which is cool. Yeah, I like them. I would recommend them. I'd recommend them more than a lot of things. Honestly, a lot of full length TV series aren't as good, as good as this commercial. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, they did a good job. It's actually definitely one of the better commercials out there. Um, After that, I watched Agu Karu or Agriculture Angel Baraki. And this is an anime I started, God knows how long ago. How long ago was it? Years? When did I start it? 2019. That is crazy. Um, yeah, so that's like 4 years ago now. February 2019. That's insane. But yeah, it's just agriculture girls, and they talk about, I guess, agriculture. It is not translated. It probably won't be, and I don't care to translate it. And if you guys really care about me translating it, I would be fine doing that. But like it's not super long. It's just boring though. Like there's not a huge amount happening in it. Um, there's 5 episodes, and they're all kind of samey. Like not that much. It's like I mean, obviously they're 5 separate episodes, but there's just not really much value in watching it. Um, so I wouldn't really recommend watching it. Um, yeah, yeah, it's just. Oh, apparently there's sequels. Why is it the 20 episode O&A? That's the sequel to this. God. Well, yeah, I don't know, it's not something I would recommend. Um, and after that, I finished Yokoso Japari Park, um, which is Kimono Friends. It's a spin-off of Kimono Friends. It's um, the shorts. There's no real plot to them. They just there is some plot to some of them, but it's not particularly good, and it's not very entertaining either. I guess they have some kind of like there's like a weird sort of humor to them, um, but it's not very good. Um, and I can't say I would recommend them. Um, and after that, I watched Extreme Hearts S SSS. I think it's SSS. I think those are multiplication symbols which are unpronounced, as opposed to SXX SXSXS. No, that's definitely not how I should pronounce it. It's just SSS. Um, but these are picture dramas. Um, so it's just shows you this picture and then they talk over it and it's not translated again, which makes things very unpleasant when the entire thing is just about talking and you don't know what is being said. So was there value I got from it? Not no no there really wasn't. And I can't imagine there would be value that you would get from it either. So, eh, like, what's the point? Um, why did I watch them? I don't know. I can't remember. And after that, I finally finished Hungry Days, the one that people complain about for the fact that it just rips off random other anime and tries to use them to promote their cup noodle. See, this is not how you promote cup noodles. The other one, the Akuma no Kimura Hen, that's how you do it. This is not. This is a lot worse. Don't watch it. Um, and after that, I watched um, Ev. What is this? Arv Rezel, which is this is it's a Mariah Tamago thingy. Um, it's this one. So this is it's it's like a guy and his sister, and they're like far apart in time and stuff. It's similar actually to what was it, Shinkai's first thing, like his like OVA that he did way back in the day. It's sort of similar to that, um, of like this kind of like stuck in time sort of weird thing, but like some weird stuff happens um with like who is in whose body. It like switches all around and everyone's in someone else's body. It's strange. But um yeah, it's an interesting story, I guess. It's not that long. um it could have been more interesting if it was longer, actually, because the story itself is interesting enough, but being as short as it is, they don't really have much time to talk about much of anything. It just kind of happens and then it's over and then it's like, okay, I saw that thing. But it definitely could have been, yeah, more fleshed out than it really was. But it was still an interesting show, and like for 24 minutes, it does, tells a good story. Um, Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. I hope you liked my VTuber avatar. I will be streaming with it, and maybe that'll be nice. I don't know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.